Welcome to the Barrel Roll Newscast for March 17th, 2018.
Today on the newscast, we're talking PUBG and Fortnite Mobile.
There's a new Tomb Raider game coming out.
Battlefront 2 has some changes on the way.
And we have some updates on the Black Panther follow-up. We'll let you know what it is.
Stay tuned.
I already get...
Greetings, everybody!
Welcome, St. Patrick's Day!
Happy St. Patty's Day.
The pattiest of Saints Day.
Yes.
Welcome.
I'm not wearing green.
I'm barely wearing green.
You colored your hand.
I did. I colored my hand green, so if I hold it up just right...
The Squirtle kind of looks green, but the Bulbasaur is definitely green.
There's a green Bulbasaur that they can't see.
Well,
it's true. It's there.
His scarf is like see-through.
I can't see that. It's too small.
Your scarf is see-through.
Fantastic. It's proof. It's proof. That's all.
If you can't see them, it means there's green.
Well, I've watched.
Your green is a very you actually wear the perfect green because it's there.
To be fair, the other green shirt that I have is that community one. And that's all. That's literally.
I was just gonna say all my green shirts are that
because
I have Yoshi shirts up the wazoo, but they're all.
We could have been floating heads today.
I thought honestly I was out taking the dog for a walk and I went. We could be floating heads today.
It could be April Fool's Day.
Because that would be like we're wearing green floating head cast. Either way,
it's a subcast. It's a subcast.
It's a weird little extra thing. So either way,
welcome to the Barrel Roll Newscast.
Yes, we talk about news and movies and games and other sort of nerd junk.
News.
Yes.
News straight from our mouth to your ears, sitting on your chair from our table.
If they're not sitting.
Wow. Then they better find.
They could be walking.
Because we're about to blow their minds.
Who's that? We're not wearing a cap. What? We're not wearing caps.
Oh, I usually wear a hat. Yeah,
That's
I know. My hair's not even done today.
I was confused.
You get to look at my slowly balding head.
We can help with that.
Yeah, we can't help with that.
No,
Who are you?
I'm Nick.
Who is that balding guy?
I'm Nick.
I'm Chris.
I'm Tony. Welcome.
Yes, welcome.
From our
you've done it already.
Tony voices.
Either way,
let's get into it.
The news.
Let's get
You've
on.
Been playing some of this.
Yes, this happened to me, and I can. Hello, Sisu.
Hi, Sisu.
So the big news dropped this week. The mobile games for Fortnite came out, and of course, Fortnite's this massively wild game.
Yep.
Even singer-songwriter Drake has been playing Fortnite.
Big deal.
That was a pretty big deal in their community because
Drake.
I don't know. He makes music. He makes songs.
He
He's
does.
rapping. He raps about stuff.
He says words that go along with music.
Yes, and he is Drakey. Extent
I don't see the
known.
big deal in
You know
that.
what?
He
In all
used to be in Degrassi.
You know the guy that does
Oh, that explains way more actually. Because Degrassi has
R&B. That's the correct terminology.
Yeah, thank you, Sisu. That's
so
actually
to music.
the
guy that in the music video was doing this. That's him.
I don't know.
Okay.
But that's the
I don't know
Degrassi part
anything
actually explains a lot more because they have like a rabid fan base.
Well,
Degrassi.
there's a lot of Degrassi guys that are people that went on to big things.
Oh, and I get that, but that's what I mean. Like, but even the fan base of Degrassi is
Degrassi.
they're nuts. I think you're right.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, like, you could play a Drake song, and
Well, you probably recognize it if you heard it.
but I wouldn't know it. I wouldn't know it as
Don't
Drake.
listen to his stuff. So.
Yeah, I don't either.
Well,
but either way,
I listen to enough popular music that
I don't
off
listen to a
the
lot of music.
off the radio. I'm sure I've heard
What's a radio?
What's a radio? I listen to the radio.
what's that? Is that like a podcast?
Sort of, but it's got a lot of commercials in between,
What's a commercial?
and
Fast forward.
you can't fast forward or skip them.
what's an ad?
I just changed it. See, it's always funny. I listen to the radio mostly for the DJs, so the people
Yeah.
doing exactly what we're doing right now.
It's the clickbait stuff. It's like, we'll tell you what happened in 520.
And thankfully, the radio station I listen to, they don't do that. They just have random conversations about dumb stuff, which is probably why I listen to the radio station I listen to. But then they get interrupted by ads, which I get. You have to have them. That's how they pay their bills. And music. So the music starts, and I hit the button in my car that changes it to my phone, listen to my music, and then change it back to the radio and listen to them talk. So they're like, up next, a song by Taylor Swift, and I'm like, okay, click.
It's all the celebrity drama, which is the big thing for them, and I'm like, no. I don't
See, and even again, the ones that I listen to, they're like, there's a news article today about someone who got caught picking their nose at their wedding. Have you ever got caught in an embarrassing situation like that? And people are calling and texting in, and then even the DJs are like, I remember this one time I was on a date, and they start talking about this time where they got caught picking their nose, sort of thing. And I'm like, this is entertaining to me.
But what is entertaining though? Fortnite.
Yes.
Fortnite.
Is it entertaining?
They dropped their mobile game this week.
And the crazy part of their mobile game to me...
I still don't understand how they're wording this. Because they're saying that this mobile game is cross-platform.
Yep.
Cross-platform between...
I don't understand how.
Right. I understand how, but the big question is with Xbox and Sony.
Okay, so if Sony and PlayStation players... So, like, if I had an Xbox...
Yes.
And he has his PlayStation...
Yes.
We cannot group up and play together.
Correct.
But if I have my Android...
Yes.
And am playing, I can group up with him on his PlayStation, and we can play and clearly lose because the control scheme on this versus that.
We've gotten to a point with mobile games where they can now cross-platform.
You'd be surprised. A lot of mobile devices are amazingly powerful now.
They can be, but still, there's
a sense of like no thumbsticks. There's no dedicated buttons to shoot, and it's super awkward.
There's a joystick on the screen.
It's a digital joystick
that takes up a portion of the screen, and the buttons are here.
Right. And then the camera is the entire screen.
And you are now, and you are trying to see past your giant thumbs.
I'll show you PUBG
Although
later.
if you play on an iPad, I mean, that would probably be...
It's a little bit better.
A bigger screen.
And you know what?
But then you're lifting up an iPad.
iPads are pretty light nowadays.
But I think the iPad being the size it is kind of makes it want... Like, I've seen people who do the iPad thing and they lift it up to take pictures.
Oh, God, that's a social faux pas.
Well, it is. But at the same time, like, you see that and you're going... That can't be comfortable. Like they're trying to like.
But think about this. Think about this though. Like think about all those kids that play Fortnite for free that already have an iPad because mom and dad got them one for Christmas, or they got a free iPad from signing up for internet or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Here, you're already using it to watch YouTube. Go play your Fortnite or whatever.
If it helps, I have an expert in Fortnite who thinks that it's ridiculous that the mobile stuff is connected to the. He's down with the mobile thing.
But here's the
and
nice
by
thing.
expert, I mean a 10-year-old who keeps winning at the game.
To be fair, though, if you're playing mobile, you can...
Fortnite, not PUBG. and the actual Fortnite game.
If you're playing the Fortnite, I like the mobile game. You can connect to mobile-only players.
And I get that, which is good.
That is perfectly fair.
And because I get the mobile aspect, I just don't get mobile playing...
Crossplay. It's
crossplay with PC. Like, I'm sorry.
And honestly, there needs to be some sort of clarification of how this cross-play works. Because if I can play on my phone with people on the PC and PS4, where does that leave the Xbox crowd? How do they cross-platform? Like they
cross-platform. They just can't cross-platform with any PlayStation people.
So there must be some sort of algorithm in the back end that says like, oh, there can't be two Sony and Microsoft players on the same server.
Right.
You can't do that.
Right,
but an iPhone can totally do that.
If you want to screw someone over playing on the phone, just call them.
Yep, that'll do it.
I mean, just think of that actually with the. Cause I'm kind of talking to my dad about this morning. Even you can hook up to, if you have an Apple box, you can hook up to your TV and just.
Oh sure, and I can
that.
cast to my TV, but there's a delay.
Yes.
With casting.
I don't know with the Apple stuff if there is a delay.
And I don't know, like again, I'm not into the Apple ecosystem enough to.
I think with the way our technology is, there's always going to be some form of delay, unless you're using a wired connection.
Or and it depends on the delay. If the delay is 0.001 second, like who
You'd be
cares?
surprised in a shooter, like
and I get it. A lot of people will go like in a shooter it makes a difference. In Fortnite though, at this point,
it's a tough call, especially when it's already a clunky control.
And again,
system.
you're already playing on your phone.
Yeah.
So like that's my biggest piece here is like you're playing on your phone. I think I think kind of the fun news that could come out of this though is the fact that it's working on phones, meaning that chipset obviously for phones is working, meaning that lovely console that you have right there that runs.
I don't think we're qualified to answer that question.
I don't know.
Purple. But something like if it can run on my Android, we can get it working for Switch. Well, if they're already,
I'd be more interested in a Switch version of Fortnite Battle Royale and Fortnite in general.
Yeah, there might be.
But that's what I mean. The fact that it's working on a mobile thing clearly means they can get it working on.
And they clearly didn't realize how popular Battle Royale was going to be for them.
No, they did not.
So it's at this point it's really coming close to eclipsing PUBG.
Yeah, it's
getting really, really close if it hasn't.
Well, because PUBG keeps making odd choices that is making people less and less happy.
For the
realism.
It's not even realism. It's just that they keep doing things that cause crashes or this or that or anything. Like
they're not really moving the game forward.
They're not moving the game forward. The game's at least optimized as well as it could be.
Because
so
with
it's
Fortnite,
harder to run it.
Because with Fortnite, you have the option of 50 versus 50 every once in a while. You'll have because I think now you can have 20 teams or something like that.
Something weird,
like they always are constantly making updates to Fortnite, which makes it that much more interesting to play all the time.
And again, it's obviously optimized well enough that it can run on
a phone.
Yeah. Whereas
it's full Fortnite. It's not
obviously because it's crossplay.
Yeah, it's
PUBG.
Not, PUBG
mobile.
PUBG is the weird outlier here because they secretly released the PUBG official mobile game version of it to Canada.
Yeah.
They always beta test stuff in Canada and Australia. I don't know why.
Our populations are smaller, but rabid enough to play those kinds of
games. And here's the thing: even though it gets released, you can always download it because it's Android. You can always sideload
the APKs.
You can always sideload APKs. Yeah. Either way, I got it through the legitimate method. I didn't have to worry about it. It is full on PUBG on the mobile,
which is good.
It is PUBG. The nice thing is it's only mobile servers right now. I can't play with anyone on the PC, which makes complete sense because, that game controls like garbage on the phone.
Well, and knowing PUBG on the computers, I'm assuming it's two different people pretty much developing two separate games.
It is very different, even though the map's the same, the guns are the same, it is two different developers. It is not the Blue Hole Corporation.
So I don't see them actually connecting at any point like Fortnite.
So I think, on one hand, it does feel like a very complete game on the phone, but on the other hand, I can't help but think that them releasing it was in light of Fortnite releasing their mobile game on the phone. It's sort of like, let's do this now. Go. Is it done yet?
See, and I think Fortnite has this other advantage too, and it's the same as the thing that's keeping World of Warcraft alive is the fact that I can play it on a toaster, and it still works because they've worked very hard to make sure that it runs on as many computers as possible. You get to the point of PUBG.
PUBG on the phone, it actually automatically detected my mid-tier phone.
But that's the thing.
Adjusted the graphics.
Clearly whoever's developing it for the phone is making sure it works.
Yeah.
The people on the computer are just like, we make a game
and
hope it works.
And so here's the counter, and here's the other interesting piece of the story. Fortnite's only available on iPhone right now.
Yeah.
Not Android. Inversely, PUBG mobile is only available on Android, not on iPhone. So it's sort of that awkward competition. Yeah. In theory, you could have more people playing the PUBG game than the Fortnite game on the iPhone. So interesting competition.
Who knows?
I'll tell you a little more about my experience with PUBG mobile later, but in long and short is it's PUBG.
Well, and that's kind of the cool part is, I like it. I like the thought process of it, but
it plays fairly well. But
Fortnite is definitely making
it's waves,
big
waves, which is good.
Yeah, good for them. And they're still constantly updating that
the
original mode that the game was designed for. They're still updating that too. So it's not like they're abandoning development.
Well, even Brian and I, after playing enough of we played enough Fortnite, we're sitting there looking at the single player campaign going,
it's gonna be free to play though. It's gonna be free.
And that's what we kept going. We're sitting there going,
free to play. Don't worry about it right now.
It's going
eventually
to be free to play at one point. And you know what? At this point, if they didn't make that part free to play, I don't think it would be that big an issue. I think the $30 they're asking for the single player, or the story mode type thing, is a reasonable thing to be asking for, and you get the battle royale for free.
And here's the big marketing picture. Everyone is talking about Fortnite, which gets more people playing Fortnite, which gets more people talking about Fortnite, which means you've got this many people who's willing to pay for crates.
Right.
Rather than like this one set, like, oh, $30 is the base game.
Well, and their crates are completely cosmetic, which is the big, that's the big piece. And again, we get into that discussion of, should we really be paying for that stuff that we used to just unlock on a regular basis? It's the way the industry's going. Don't pay for it if you don't want to.
Yeah. And
at that point, as long as it's not a game-breaking thing.
Yeah.
And again, if you win matches, again, the expert I know, as I will continue to call him, because
he's just pro.
Winning.
He's a pro.
Pro. Like, you win enough games, he's got an umbrella and a this and a that.
You can customize your
he's getting stuff because he keeps winning.
He has John Wick.
I'm not sure.
Is John Wick in Fortnite now?
What's his name? Jamie something or other.
Jamie Wick?
But it's legitimately, if you look, it's
just Keanu Reeves.
It's Keanu Reeves in a suit with a gun.
Yes. I want it.
Yeah.
I want it.
Yeah. So, good for Fortnite. Like, when we first started reporting on all of this stuff, it was PUBG going like, how dare you steal our game?
And honestly, for about a couple of weeks, everyone's like, yeah, totally. Like, why are they stealing it? And then we started realizing, like, it's good for the community. It's good for the development community.
Right, because we're building, it's a new multiplayer mode. It's cool to have.
On top of that, the guys that make your engines is going to improve on their engine based off of what this popular mode is. Yeah. So in the long run, it's going to benefit everyone.
Well, and again, I find Fortnite runs way smoother than PUBG on the computer.
Gosh, it's so great. It feels buttery smooth.
It does, and that was like,
and the presentation is
when we started playing it. It was like, I prefer these graphics to PUBG. I prefer like the building aspect and all that stuff. I could do without.
I think though that's
Fortnite.
Yeah, that's a lot of high level players that really take advantage of that building thing. So,
well, and again, this pro that I talk to, he sits there and it's like, well, if you build high enough, you've got to keep building, because if they destroy the base, it slowly starts destroying the rest of your thing. So if your base isn't touching the ground, no, get a new one.
Okay.
Not qualified to answer.
If your base isn't touching the ground, it will slowly work its way to being destroyed. So he's like, you can work your way above everybody on the map by just building platform after platform, but as soon as someone finds that beginning point and destroys it, you got to start running your butt off, like,
even if it's not in the safe zone.
Even if it's not in the safe zone, So it's someone has to actually physically destroy stuff.
But yeah, Fortnite. Good for them.
Yeah.
Good for the community, good for everyone.
Interesting.
Well, and again, it's Unreal, so the Unreal Engine getting any kind of updates
getting the benefit is the big piece.
Yeah.
Because everything runs off Unreal nowadays.
Thanks, Mr. Amazing. I'm glad we could help you.
Yes.
In some way, shape, or form.
Moving on. Moving on.
New Tomb Raider.
This this announcement literally came out of nowhere, and with an actual date too.
Oh, probably because of the movie coming out. And
they're trying
to save that game. They're trying to save that movie.
They're trying to save that franchise.
What had the battle?
H1Z1 had that, didn't it?
I think you're right. I think it was Arma 2.
H1Z1 is a mod of Arma 2.
That's the pieces.
I don't know. I've never played Arma 2, so I don't know if they had a Royale mode in that.
I don't know.
They do have an auto Royale mode now.
Right.
I kind of want to play that. But
PlayerUnknown, when they started developing, it was pretty much
a mod of a mod.
It was a mod of a mod, yeah. But it was the clear, let's make this the mode as opposed to trying to mod it back.
DayZ. I keep getting those confused. Right. Yes.
Either way, but yeah.
H1Z1's the Sony one. Yeah, that's right.
But that's what I mean. So yes, I think you're right with Arma 2.
Yeah, DayZ is the mod of Arma 2. H1Z1 is the Sony-developed zombie open world whatever game.
But the big start for the battle royale that got it popular was obviously PUBG.
Which
is why it made
PUBG popularized the battle royale.
It did, which made it funny when they were all like, "We're gonna sue Fortnite for stealing our game mode," and it's like, No.
I get you guys are mad, but in doing so, make your game better.
Better. Sorry to say.
It's called competition.
Yeah. Either way, this new Tomb Raider game...
Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Yes.
I think it comes out in October?
September 19th.
Ooh.
I guess I should finish the second Tomb Raider game.
I am about a quarter. I'm about a quarter into it. It's all right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's good.
I remember climbing a mountain.
I remember shooting.
It's been a while, but
I remember shooting bad dudes.
There's always bad dudes.
I remember climbing a mountain.
Oh, that's like super early.
I know that's like the first. But
that's the first mission.
It is the first part of the game. But in all honesty, that part blew my mind, and I was just like, it can't get better than like I'm wading through the snow, I'm climbing the stuff's happening, and I think I got to the part where I actually started getting weapons and all that jazz, and started having to actually do things. But and I mean, I loved the first re-release when it came out, the reboot.
Yeah.
And, you're sitting there with the bow and arrow and just
owning
everything.
It was so satisfying.
Who needed other guns in that game? Like, in all honesty,
until you ran into the big animals.
But in all honesty,
it always felt so weird with her. She's like, I feel so bad killing people, and then kills more people
constantly, and with like
and she
a
feels
razor
bad
edge
doing it every time.
I can't believe I just did that. Does it again?
The guilt on her. So but again, I think it gets to that point where it's do or die.
Yeah. And now with this third iteration, her being a full-on Tomb Raider, hopefully some of that
is going to be washed away. Second one.
Did she now?
Yes.
Okay. All right, cool.
All right, looking forward to that.
That's what I mean. Like, I really have to get back into this. I have to get back into so many games. It's not even funny. Stupid Switch. I blame the Switch.
So what you're saying is Rise of the Tomb Raider needs to be on the Switch?
Yes. I would finish it. Any game that ends up on there, I will end up finishing. So.
Looking for, and obviously this is in light with the Tomb Raider movie that just came out with Alicia blah 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 blah.
Which is
it's a movie
is underperforming.
Surprises no one.
No.
It's another video game movie.
I stand by the fact that the only good video game movie is only Mortal Kombat.
Only because they full on cheese.
Yeah,
yes.
Super.
It's full on like one line of story and then fights.
So here's my thing. I put out a tweet the other day.
That's cold. That's dark.
That's
dark. That's dark.
I put a tweet out the other day after I watched a movie, which I'll talk about in the post-credit show, but I said The Rock has never done that. Now here is my thing. I will stand by the Tooth Fairy. I was going through his movies today. I love Baywatch.
I think Baywatch is all right. I haven't seen it yet, but...
Baywatch, for what Baywatch was a good film.
The Tooth Fairy was pretty bad.
But again...
Tooth Fairy was pretty bad.
For the audience that the Tooth Fairy was built for, it is a good film.
I watched it as a kid. I really didn't.
So I'll stand by the Tooth Fairy, but he made Doom, and I forgot about Doom.
Yeah,
I blocked Doom from my mind.
Doom was only good for that one sequence.
No.
I didn't mind Doom.
And to be fair, there's some other movies.
We
haven't watched. I had two of. Oh wait, one of the three people haven't seen Jumanji here. One of the three people hasn't.
I liked it.
I am the one person.
And it's coming out next week.
It's already out on digital.
Oh, is it? Okay, so I will go.
Did you watch it? Okay.
I will go find.
That would be the Rock movie that I watched, and
okay.
I went. You know what? I have yet to see a movie that the Rock has done.
That's why I'm saying that's why I'm saying one of the three people in this table has not seen Jumanji yet.
I thought it was more than decent. I really thought it was. They did a very good job of.
And also
we'll talk
about that in the post credits.
The TLDR about Smash 5 is yes.
Oh yes, totally.
The TLDR, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, Mr. Amazing. We talked a lot about that last week. He wasn't here last week, though.
My answer.
So, I mean,
my answer is yes.
I'm looking forward to the Squidlings.
Hold on. Solid Snake or no buy. Solid Snake or no buy. Still counts. Yep. Still counts. Solid Snake or no buy.
So I said that, and then I was looking through his movies, and there's one that I remember seeing in Blockbuster. Speaking of, Kevin Hart was great. Kevin Hart was good.
They seem to have a good chemistry.
They did that Central Intelligence movie together.
I feel so bad for Karen Gillians. Every time she goes and does a movie, she's amazing, and then they have to shave her head for Guardians.
No, she didn't shave her head.
She didn't shave her head for the last one.
Oh, she did?
Just bald capped.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Because I think Nebula's got enough junk covering her head now where they can.
Because I remember reading an interview where they did shave her head and then she kept the hair as a wig.
And that's not surprising. She had gorgeous hair. One, yeah. She had gorgeous hair.
Yeah.
Because that's what as soon as they were like, she shaved her head, and I'm like, oh, because I watched her on Doctor Who, and I'm like, no.
To be fair, she still has it.
But yeah, this new Tomb Raider game, in line with the movie coming out,
it's no surprise.
It's trying to save the movie. It's like, go see the movie, so like you'll kind of understand the game.
It might
maybe.
tie into this one.
No, it won't. It won't.
Hey, you should go.
It was mediocre, I heard.
It was like a 3 or 4-ish.
I've heard mediocre things about Tomb Raider. Yeah.
I think if you go in expecting just terrible 2-dimensional characters, you're gonna get
You can't seem to do video game movies at all.
Mortal Kombat.
Okay, that was the last one.
Doesn't matter. Just watch Mortal Kombat over again. And I will defend the first Silent Hill. The first Silent Hill
Rampage.
Again, because no one actually looks at the
source material
when making these films, and it looked like Tomb Raider was trying to look at.
Well, they did pull scenes from it.
You can see the scenes from the game, but again, there's a difference between a game and a movie where Lara Croft can fall down big hole in game, impale herself on Spike, have you do quick time event to lift yourself off Spike, and then just keep moving, and you're like. Yeah, I could survive that.
Prince of Persia got close.
No.
It got close to that, the video game-ness of it. No. I didn't say it was good. I said it got close. No. And I will defend Silent Hill. The first Silent Hill, it was very close to the source material.
Yeah.
The second one we don't talk about. But the first one got the town right, it got the atmosphere right, it got the creatures and monsters right. So I think Silent Hill was... I will rewatch that one. That's a good film.
I honestly think the best video game movie is legitimately
Mortal Kombat.
Well, no, but outside of that is actually Jumanji, and it's not based off a video game.
Yeah,
but it's a video game movie because by golly, they're actually in a game.
The irony is delicious. The irony is delicious.
Maybe Ready Player One can take over.
But that wasn't a game; it was a book.
But again,
it's got games. Well, it's got more than just games now.
He's in a video game. That's the whole point.
Oh, no, it's VR. It wasn't
it's never been a video game.
No.
But he will now. And again, in the books, he plays Joust, so, it's...
Everything Uwe Boll... Okay, Uwe Boll's work is a step... There's video game movies, and then there's Uwe Boll's movies. And those are fun to watch, as terrible as they are. But you need to watch them
the Sharknadoes.
Yes, the Sharknadoes.
You know who could pull off probably a good video game movie?
Hideo Kojima.
One, he could, but if he worked with Guillermo del Toro,
you'd think that
they'd nail it.
You mean like an excellent horror film?
Not even like I honestly think the two of them not even working together, but like Guillermo del Toro to me, I think could pull off making a video game movie and actually doing it properly.
Probably.
I want to say at some point in time he was tied to the Metal Gear film. At some point in time when
a lot of people were.
A lot of people were.
Well, and Guillermo del Toro signs up for a bunch of stuff. And
never
finishes anything until he finishes a movie about a fish making love to a woman and wins an Oscar. So
I want to watch that.
Apparently, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Movie of the year, guys. Movie of the year.
Legitimately Oscar-winning Best Picture.
I still need to watch it one way or the other.
Like, yeah, I'm watching that movie. That's the Ape Sapien,
And everyone is endorsing it, and it's also Guillermo del Toro.
And that's the biggest piece. This is the first Oscar movie that's won Best Picture where I'm like, I legitimately want to see that film because it's Guillermo del Toro.
And honestly, he can't do any wrong either. Like, all his movies are really good.
They at least have a stylistic something that I want to see. Like Pan's Labyrinth to me wasn't.
I thought it was the most boring, I guess, of his films. I love The Golden Army.
Oh yeah.
The Golden Army
his Hellboy stuff was great, but
The Golden Army was one of my
Pan's
favorites.
Labyrinth I remember watching because everybody was talking about it, and good movie, but not like
it was slow.
It was slow. Yeah. Plus the subtitles.
Yeah, it's not English. It's not English.
Well, because it's Spanish, so
that won't keep me awake.
It's all, in all honesty, it's
Disney.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was.
Oh yes, also
Pacific. So that's what I mean. Like he does awesome stuff. That's why I say if anybody could pull off a video game film, it's probably him. Or Illumination's making.
I like Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim I loved.
I'm still. Pacific Rim was fantastic.
Again,
it's
as
Power Rangers.
As a
Power Rangers came out.
As a giant robots fighting giant monsters movie, it is amazing.
Look up an anime called Neon Genesis Evangelion. That's basically all that. Yeah. It's basically all that, which is fine because that movie was awesome too. Or anime.
But Illumination's working on that Mario movie, so we'll
again. Hopefully, they can break its curse, or it could be that copy. I'm not sure.
Don't remember. But yeah,
I'm cautiously optimistic about that.
Well, and again, like we talked about the.
I agree.
See, there you go. We watched the Grinch trailer.
Which, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for that.
Right, because Illumination.
They know how to animate.
Looks at source material, knows how to animate things to make it look like it should, and make you feel like.
And they know how to write a good script.
Right.
They know how to write. They know characters.
They know the characters. So that's my thing with them working on Mario.
I don't know what do you do with Mario as a movie? I don't.
Peach will get kidnapped by Bowser.
Yep.
And Mario will traverse the world.
We'll team up with Luigi.
No,
they'll find a dinosaur all
Secretly, at the back of my mind, I want it to be literally just a remake of the original Super Mario Brothers movie, but in an actual like something that's visually appealing.
And actually looks like Mario?
Yeah, but just that movie all over again.
I'm hoping that Mario
going to the Mushroom
leaves
Kingdom.
Luigi at home.
No, he'll team up with him.
No. Yep. If you any of the Mario RPGs other than the Mario and Luigi RPGs, Mario always leaves Luigi at home doing laundry or cooking or... And then
Luigi will be in the post-credit sequence.
And legitimately, the post-credit sequence is a letter showing up at the house for Luigi.
And then it's Mario's Missing as the sequel.
Or you do Luigi's Mansion as like a sequel type
I know,
thing.
Mario's Missing.
What a great game. I remember renting that as a kid.
You mean a learning game? Yeah. A learnative game?
And I didn't understand. I didn't understand as a kid that it was a learning game. And all I remember, there was like a surfing level. That's all I'd play because it was like the best part. It was
the only game. It felt like
game part of the game. And it's like you meet Isaac Newton as Mario, and he's all like, "Wow, what did I start? What did I come up with? Like, what theory did I come up with back in insert date?" And I'm like, I don't know, like 6
stuff. Yes.
So,
but yeah, like I think Illumination will get the closest.
I think they will.
I think we'll get the closest to another good video game.
Because Tomb Raider, the best part of that trailer, I think, is still the song.
Which song? Which trailer?
They took Destiny's Child, "I'm a Survivor."
Oh yeah.
And like, well, no, they slowed it down.
Yeah.
And like it is actually a fairly good
it's
cover
very,
of that tune.
Yeah. And it's a very reminiscent of that character too.
Oh, for sure. Like it fits in perfectly with the theme of everything because it shows Lara Croft getting the absolute, shit kicked out of her. And the whole thing is like bum 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 bum, and I'm like, I know this song. Like
that's audio. That's so audio. It's so satisfying to the ear.
They did a really good job of it. And then it fits the trailer. Like whoever put that trailer together, I think did a really good job.
I wonder if there's like
the movie.
Maybe
we keep saying that for a lot of things, and all of our stuff would be amazing.
Some editors for trailers do a horrible job because they're like, let's put the entire movie in the trailer,
or nothing at all.
Or
I'm okay with that.
Sequences.
Venom.
Okay.
We don't know yet.
Venom. Let's make a Venom trailer with no Venom.
No Venom. You had to give me something. When you say nothing, I mean like no spoilers. Like some of
Venom.
We get some of the Star Wars trailers where you see Luke, you see Rey, you see Finn. You're like, those 3 are in the film. That's all I know. Like I'm good.
And you know what?
You see the Millennium Falcon fly by. You're like, they're in space.
And same thing with Infinity.
At some point, they're in space.
Lightsabers.
Right.
Oh! Lightsabers clashing. That's all you need to see. Done.
Yeah, I'm just like, okay, I'm cool. But yeah, in a Venom trailer, I need to have an inkling.
No pun intended.
Yeah. Of a hand.
The title character.
A hand.
The eye.
An eye popping out. Some teeth. A tongue.
Not
the voice.
Tom Hardy like spazzing out on an MRI table.
Right. Even the voice at the end. Cut to black and just
we are Venom.
We are. And then you don't even we are and then cut and then just the title.
Yeah.
And you're good because I'm getting at least an inkling.
And honestly,
Venom's in this film.
And honestly, as a vet,
see the second trailer.
What I don't think that marketing campaign needs to really step up their game for that film.
The next one, Tom Holland's just the entire trailer.
He's like only in there for like 5 seconds.
Yeah,
anyways.
It's his entire cameo. They just keep recutting it from different angles. Guess who's in this movie?
When he was
Spider-Man.
Go see it.
This is before Infinity War.
Maybe.
Okay, so
either way,
yeah.
Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider.
Game. A game is coming out. I'm looking forward to that because they've been doing stellar.
That team knows what they're doing, and this is the Canadian-made game too. So these guys,
we
know what we're doing up here most of the time.
Most of the time, I giggle and laugh though because I still remember when the reboot of Tomb Raider came out, and everybody's like, it's just Uncharted. But with Lara Croft, and I'm like, but problem? Uncharted was just Tomb Raider with some updated controls.
Also, problem?
Right. What is the issue here?
Like, it's an amazing game.
I'm sorry, you're getting another good game.
In all honesty, in the far-flung future, I wouldn't be surprised if the Naughty Dog guys got together with, is it Team Eidos or no? Yeah. No, Crystal Dynamics. Crystal Dynamics. If they got together and made a crossover somewhere with those two franchises, that would just
because they fit.
Oh yeah,
they're both in that realm of reality that
and they could all be chasing this.
Twists into
Nathan cheats with Laura.
No, I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far.
Indiana Jones.
Yes.
Or Henry Jones Sr. And he
has
a Scottish accent.
And somehow, well, she's.
And he has the Soul Stone. That's where it's been this entire time.
It's close enough.
And he gives birth to
and then
Henry Jones Jr. And then
aliens.
Then we get the total connection.
And then he's got the Soul Stone.
And then he somehow ends up back in time.
Exactly. Time Stone.
Yes. Indiana Jones and the Time.
No. Indiana Jones and the Soul Stone. Because where the hell is that damn thing?
Wakanda.
Sure.
Watch the trailer.
Or as a kid pointed out at school, maybe he already has it.
Just shows up with one of everybody's like.
All the fans are like, oh my god.
He had it the whole time.
Just like, I'm out.
He had it the whole time.
We didn't even get a movie about this stone. He's just like, what? I've had this one for the Flash because there's spoilers. There's a flashback scene. So either way, maybe that's where he gets it. Is in like the flashback.
He just has it.
He's just like punches a guy in the face. He's like, this is mine.
This whole thing I've had this.
He had Ronan gonna go try and find the Power Stone, so maybe he already had the Soul Stone.
He just hadn't put it on the glove yet.
It goes on. It goes in the center.
In the glove.
He doesn't have the glove.
Oh.
So he just has it.
There you go.
It works so much better when you put it in the glove. That frees up all my hands.
I don't have to hold all of these.
It's like it's the Thanos. Like, how can I hold all these gems?
I'm gonna punch you. Just wait.
It's the meme with the guy holding the limes. He's like, how do I hold on to these gems? Oh right, gauntlet.
Either way, moving on to some more news. Battlefront 2 has been getting all the flack forever.
We won't want to retread that.
No, here. So either way, loot crates, etc., paying to win.
Cut to today. They are revealing they're moving forward with a new progression system, which sounds auspiciously like a regular video game's progression system.
You mean if you play the game, you unlock things?
Yes. If you play specific character classes, you unlock things.
You get better with that character class?
Yes. You build up the levels for that one. The loot crates, the only things you get out of those, cosmetic items.
And you can't pay for them anymore.
Yes, you can't. Yeah.
That's the one pieces that they're taking. You cannot pay for loot.
Yeah, so they're turning the crystals back on, like the payment crystals back on, so you can start purchasing those. But the only thing you can use those things on is for
weird DLC type.
The crates.
You can't use them for the crates. There's no actual. You cannot pay for crates. What you can pay for is, and they've added this to the game after. I was reading a bunch of stuff on this yesterday and watching some stuff. Is remember at the beginning where they're like, you can't customize your character because that will break the game. Mm-hmm. And it'll break the lore. Well, now if you want to, you can use your crystals to pay for Rhodian skin. Not Pink Darth Vader. No, he's not in the game.
10 out of 10.
But you can pay for like the Rhodian skin. So like Greedo, you can pay to look like him now.
Yeah.
And he's fighting.
So he'll be like, if you want to be on the Alliance side fighting as Greedo dressed in an Alliance uniform, you can now. But you have to pay for that.
Oh, no.
So it's essentially small microtransaction.
Again, it's all DLC. Cosmetic. It doesn't make you. You may feel like a better player, but it doesn't make you a better player.
But that's the only thing that the crystals are used for now is these cosmetic, and specific cosmetics. So it's like, remember Heroes of the Storm when I'm like, why can I not just buy the specific stuff that I want to buy from this free game? This game that I've now paid $80 for, if I want to play as something other than a human being, I now put more money into and
that's fair.
Play. So I'm like, all right.
There's a bit of
the biggest piece is at the beginning they're like, oh no, you can't customize character. We can't have that.
Yeah,
and now
it breaks the contract that we have with the Disney.
And now it's in the game,
which is crazy because
Disney probably talked to them about that.
Well, because hackers had actually looked at the PC version and found that customization option in the game already.
A guy modded it anyway to put Pink Darth Vader in.
They mod a lot of stuff in there
because they're like, no one wants to play as Pink Darth Vader, and they're like,
I do.
Really?
I
just to prove you wrong.
Give me a day.
If my Darth Vader's cape had a Hello Kitty on it, I'd totally play it.
Sure. So that's the big thing is the loot crates now are kind of like Injustice 2. You just play the game, unlock them. Yeah. They give you random stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, you cannot pay for.
So yes, now Battlefront 2 feels like a regular game.
Sure. Will you buy it now?
So that's the piece. Is everybody's like, well, do we buy it now? And it's like, I don't know. I think they screwed up so bad that. But at the same time,
this might be a nice recovery, though.
But at the same time,
it is a recovery.
They have listened.
Yeah.
Mostly to what people have said.
And here's a big piece about it. The developers still needed to convince the bigwigs of what it is they wanted to do, get approval from all those people too. In some essence, like the businessmen don't care.
I was just going to say my biggest problem I think with any industry at this point in our lives, in our lifetime, is stockholders.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because they want their stock to be worth more money.
Yes.
And you're sitting there going, your company makes how many millions of dollars a year? Who cares? Like, you're done. You're good. Your stock is now, like, you are worth billions of dollars. Congratulations.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sell it off.
I want to be worth $1,000,000,001.
Sell it off and do it all over again.
And that's the issue: is they want to be worth
more.
$1,000,000,001. So what can we do to get that extra
$1,
that extra dollar out of someone? And you sit there going like, that's what's ruining things: is people who don't know telling the other people who do know,
right? Because there's still a wide audience
that they need to make more money.
There's a wide audience of business people that just don't play video games. They just
stockholders.
They look at the stock numbers and be like, "Oh yeah, that one went up this much here."
Yeah, I own 15% of this stock.
I should jump on this right now because it's in the history.
But it's like I own 15% of this stock and it has not gone up in months.
Yeah, I'm gonna sell it, go to a different one,
or I'm gonna go to that company and be like,
"Yeah,
what? I own 15% of you. You better be."
Right.
You know, that stockholder meeting, it's like, what are you doing to make me more money?
Fun fact,
and that company has to go, we're putting crates in the game, and to actually be really good at the game, they have to give us more money. So on top of the $60 they're spending, they're going to put in like another $200. So a $60 game becomes a $260 game.
And
the stockholder goes,
okay,
all right,
continue.
Can you make us 300? You know, like that's the thing.
That's exactly the mentality.
And then all of a sudden, the game makes no money, and the stockholder goes, "I thought you said we were going to make $260 every time someone bought this game," and they went, they caught on.
and I really feel sorry for DICE because they really were caught in the middle of this. They just wanted to make a really good game, and obviously it plays amazing, it looks amazing.
And the funniest part is like Disney goes to EA and DICE going, "What is wrong with you people? You guys are all over the news screwing things up." So it's not even Disney. Again, it's those people somewhere in the silent partnership of
it's the EA
people who have money in Disney and EA and all of these companies going, make us more. How you gonna do it? So that's the big piece. And again, I wish something like some of those cosmetic things that you now have to pay for with microtransactions could be unlocked in-game.
And here's the
doing things.
And here's the thing that they can keep people playing is they can rotate those skins. So it's like this month it's going to be a Darth Vader skin.
And in all honesty, like some even mobile games right now, I'm trying to unlock emojis in that stupid Disney emoji blitz game.
Twitch.
Right, and the game actually drives me nuts. But I the emojis are fun. They actually did a really good job of.
It's basically those emojis from like the Emoji Story stuff where it's this movie told in emojis, right? Yeah.
And they sell them at the Disney store. Like it's become quite a big thing. But to unlock them, you must play their game to earn so many coins to hit a button and randomly get an emoji from the Emoji Store.
Yeah.
Cool. More I play, more I can get.
And that's the way it should be.
Totally down with that. In these games, though, that's the thing, is like they're hiding those microtransactions. Like you say, here's this character this month. If you play so many matches, or win so many matches, or get so many kills, you get this guy. Right. Or give us $5.
Yeah.
Up to you. And that's my thing, is I think it should still be unlockable, and as long as there's
players that option.
And there's no way to win. Like, if I'm sitting there going, this month there's no way I can play 100 matches. Like, I just...
Or it's like, I can't win 5 matches, I'm not good enough.
Or I don't have that time, but I really want to be a Wookiee.
Sure.
Yeah.
Or
You've got my $5.
I want to be that... I want to be something with a...
But give me options on how I get my stuff. Because that's what we're missing in games now, is those unlockables. Like, I missed that. You know, the old...
You mean old cheat codes?
Not even cheat codes, but like if you look at the old Spider-Man game for the PS4 and the N64, or PS2, PS1 and N64, the amount of costumes you could unlock in that game for doing certain things in the game was incredible. That was half the game. After you finished it, was like, must go back, must get costumes, must do this.
And again, a lot of that has to do with the fact that all of our consoles are connected to the internet, so that's how a lot of it is tracked for the stockholders. It's like, we can track, like, this many people are playing this game online. That means that's how many people have been purchasing. Oh, and this percentage is new people online. Means those are new people that have purchased into this game. Here's data. Here's numbers.
And again, if you make a good game, I'm telling all my friends.
Yep.
Yeah, word of mouth is hard to track, unfortunately.
But that's the piece. Well, and that's the thing. Like, even Brian and I were talking yesterday while playing WoW, because refer a friend in WoW. If you've ever done refer a friend, you get a mount that fits both of you, so you can travel together. And Brian's like, I wish we had one of those, because then, like, you know, if one of us had to pee, like, you just hop on the mount, and the other person takes off, and you're good to go. And I'm like, I've gotten, I don't know how many people to play World of Warcraft over the 12 years that it's been out. Yeah. I have never once actually referred a, like, in the system, referred a friend. I've just been like, WoW's amazing. You should bloody play it.
Sure. Yeah.
And people play it. And either they stick with it or they don't. But either way, I have had, I don't know how many people play WoW, because I've been like, you should try it. It's totally great. Do you want
to drink the Kool-Aid? Do you want to drink the Kool-Aid?
Do you want to try a little bit? Do you want
just use the Kool-Aid.
Just a little.
We need an intervention.
Maybe.
You know what? It's actually funny. I have played less WoW than Brian has lately.
He's been a lot long.
He's been really into it.
But I think with
he likes his Blizzard game.
But I think with your time though, like, you've got a lot less than he does.
I don't know. I think right now, just
at this point,
in recent couple weeks, I've been a little, busy with work.
Obviously. So
that's my thing. Is like, he's like, it took me 3 weeks, but I got Suramar done, and I'm like, there's a done? I didn't know that zone done. Cool. I guess I'm gonna have to try that. So,
while we're on the subject of stocks and stuff like that,
yes.
I actually own a single stock in Nintendo now. Ooh. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I'm holding on to it before Smash. Before Smash comes out, after Smash comes out, I'll sell it.
Sell it and make $5.
I feel like it'll be more than that.
It'll be only
10.
Hey, I'll turn you all out to wings. Nintendo stock that I sell.
Okay. Take us out. We don't go out. This is where we meet. Yeah. There's a table here already.
Well, fine.
We'll bring the wings to us.
We'll do it. Wings to you.
Wings to us.
I've never been to Wild Wings.
No, but you can order skip the dishes up with it.
Yeah, but I feel like the experience
here.
You know what's really funny is
I've never tried skip the dishes.
You should.
Neither have I.
I will refer you.
Yeah, we have vehicles.
Whoa.
I think that's the piece. Is I'm like, I have a car. I'll just drive and pick it up. I don't know.
Or I'll refer you and I can get $7.
Go for it. You refer me to skip the dishes. We'll actually do a refer a friend type thing.
Whoa, there's the stats. There's the numbers.
But that's my thing. Like, even I always laugh. My wife will say, "Let's get pizza."
Sure.
And we always end up at Papa John's now because it's closer. It's actually the better pizza in our area.
I can agree with that.
I don't actually get pizza anymore. They have wings. They have a bunch of like appetizer type stuff. By the time I order appetizers and her like cheese sticks, because she gets bacon cheese stick things. Mm-hmm. By the time I order all of that, I have enough food for the next day, and it's costing me less than if I had ordered a pizza and her breadsticks. And I'm like, all right. So I get like chicken wings and their chicken nuggets and garlic knots and this and that. Like, I'm sitting there surrounded by food And I'm like, whoop, 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 whoop. And I go to pick it up because I pick it up. I don't even have delivery. So I go and pick it up and I have all these like randomly weird shaped none of them are pizza from the pizza place. But that's my thing. I skip the dishes to me. I've never.
No, or Uber Eats or anything like that.
No, that's my thing. I don't know.
Just give it a shot.
I think if I'm super under the weather that I can't drive, maybe I could see that being really helpful.
I even know people that drive that still use it.
Oh no, for sure. And I get. I've just even takeout again. I'll order pizza. I'll pick it up.
Yeah, because
there's a tip involved if a guy drives to my house.
Yes, that's
probably where
that's my thought process.
Yeah, I'm like I owe that guy an extra $3.
It costs me less than gas to go down there and get it.
Yeah. Then it costs to tip the guy.
All right.
Either way,
moving on to the last piece of information.
Yeah,
we're stretching here.
Unexpected news.
We're stretching here a little.
Now, a movie that was in its 4th weekend in #1 last weekend and has made over $1 billion is surprise.
Is it getting a sequel?
Getting a sequel.
Surprise.
Black Panther is getting Black Panther.
Surprises nobody.
Whoa.
Who knew?
They deserve it. That movie's fantastic.
Great movie.
It's fantastic. It's easily like my top 3 Marvel films.
Fun flick, and that's it. I was watching Batman on Batman yesterday because Kevin Smith has been a little preoccupied.
So
this is his first podcast back online since his heart attack with Mark Bernardin. So they were talking about it and just, and Mark Bernardin made the good point of he's like, I think it should be, it should get 2 Oscars next year. He's like, in my mind, I know which 2 Oscars it should get.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not going to say anything. And Kevin Smith's like, I don't know, man.
Soundtrack for sure.
Only because this movie came out when it did. Most of the Oscar contenders usually always try and come out right at Oscar time, just in time to get in people's memories and slip in and...
Yeah, but Get Out was a while ago.
But it was one of those weird indie flicks that they love.
And
Black Panther is, a superhero movie.
Superhero movies rarely come
Action
out.
movie, which...
Well, they're saying with Del Toro winning, it might actually change things.
And that's kind of where the discussion goes, is because Black Panther, for a lot of stuff, and maybe not, to me, not Best Picture.
No.
Good movie.
Best Director?
Maybe best. There was some good cinematography.
I would say music.
The music
is
pretty
wonderful.
Killer. And obviously not
costumes.
Costumes is a big piece.
Yeah, best costume that's an award, right?
Yeah, like best wardrobe they can win. That's what Suicide Squad won for. So that's my thing is like like costume and makeup is a big piece of the Oscars,
and especially with a movie with Black Panther where it's so inspired by
all those little pieces. Like it always drives me nuts watching the Oscars and a period piece from. I didn't watch this year's.
Who won Best Makeup that one year over Voldemort? The guy who did Voldemort? That was wild.
Well, and that's the piece, is you watch it, and Best Makeup goes to a movie about Marie Antoinette because they painted her cheeks pink, and you go, okay. Or that's where Best Costume goes to, and you're like, there's legitimately pictures of all of those costumes. Like, yes, it takes a depth hand to make that stuff. Yeah. It is very cool that you can make a dress with 8,000 pounds of crinoline that makes it go poof. Cool. But the fact that Black Panther goes to the length of this guy on his costume has these pieces that you barely even notice because he's part of a tribe of people that raises rhinos.
Yeah.
This guy has these pieces on his costume because he is part of this ape tribe. Not that you'd look at him and go, ooh.
But they're so defined, it's like you can tell.
For sure. You know each person belongs to a separate tribe. You might not know how that tribe is connected to nature, but the person who's making all those costumes goes, because of this tiny little thing right here, it shows you that.
Right.
Boom. And you go,
or it's the cloth.
You deserve to win.
Yeah.
That's my piece. I think Black Panther should get costume. I think it should get soundtrack.
Those are those would be my bets. At least
cinematography. There were some good shots in there.
I love that one winding one shot.
Yep.
Even though it might not be one
shot. No, but
shot,
it's still cinematography.
It looked amazing.
Right.
It rivals the Daredevil one.
So either way, we are getting a second Black Panther movie to no one's surprise.
Yeah. Surprises
Again,
no one.
It is the first, or it is now the second solo superhero movie to pass $1 billion. Iron Man 3 did it first.
Oh, okay.
But it took all the way to Iron Man 3 for Robert Downey Jr. to.
I'm guessing.
Traction.
I'm guessing.
Civil War's done it.
Doctor Strange.
Doc Strange isn't there.
Didn't get it there.
Nope. Ant-Man hasn't made it.
Oh, Ant-Man doesn't surprise me.
Surprised Winter Soldier's not there.
Nope.
I think critically it did very, very well, but a lot of people just kind of watched it went to see.
Well, and again, Black Panther had a big cultural impact. Like,
it came out at the right time.
Everything. It was a killer movie with a killer soundtrack. Like, I knew people who have not seen any Marvel movies who saw who's doing the soundtrack, and they're like, "Must see this movie," and you're going,
"Sure."
Like, damn. Like, Marvel did every piece.
It's so calculated.
Right.
It's so calculated.
Yeah. So, either way,
it's the right time for the entire
no
movies.
Surprise, it's coming.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, again,
a sequel is coming. 2020? Sure.
I think they were saying.
Which falls makes it after Guardians Volume
or
3, right?
Guardians. No, there could be movies anywhere. They don't know when exactly in 2020 Guardians 3 is coming out.
Okay.
So it could be before or after.
Because the next Avengers is, 2019, right? So.
And then Spider-Man's after that.
Spider-Man 4 kicks off the next.
Yes, but it's in 2019.
Yeah.
And then 2020.
Yeah. Phase being rough.
Because Captain Marvel's still in Phase 3, right?
Nope. Yeah. Yes. Yeah,
yes.
She's part.
Yeah,
she comes before Infinity War Part 2.
She's still Phase 3 material.
And then
content.
She might get a.
She'll obviously, and that's the piece, is we kind of can gauge who's going to get sequels. It's going to be a surprise as to other people getting
sequels.
And
here's my sort of
characters.
Here's my counterpoint to all of these movie announcements at this point before watching Infinity War. Is like, we know Black Panther's not going to bite the dust. We know Doctor Strange is not going to bite the dust. We know Spider-Man's not going to bite the dust. We know...
They need sequels. They've got too many contracts still.
And that's the thing, like, for me, like, it ruins that surprise, especially in this one big movie that's coming up, that for me, it's like...
Yes, but it's the passing of the torch, because you knew
it was totally
going to happen.
We knew.
And a piece of it, too, is just because they have a contract doesn't actually mean they need a movie. So if Doctor Strange didn't do well enough, and they're like, do we really need Doc Strange?
Yeah. We can use him in another movie. We can use him in another Thor movie, or that kind of thing.
Right.
If they do
they can Hulk him.
Or and just put Doctor Strange in something else. Or put him in another Spider-Man movie.
But that's the thing, like just because he has a contract doesn't mean that he has to be in any movies. They can just be like, we're done with.
You're contractually obligated. We're putting you in a film right now, kind of thing.
Not even. They don't even have to put him in a film.
No, but like anytime they want is what I'm saying. Like,
as long as he's Doctor Strange. Yes. So that's the thing is.
I don't see it as
is anybody still on the table to get knocked out? The thing is as they announce these movies, obviously Black Panther's going to make it through.
Black Panther's going to make it through.
Spider-Man's going to make it through.
Spider-Man.
Parts of
Captain Marvel.
We don't know Strange.
We don't know Strange.
He doesn't have a movie coming out yet.
They haven't announced
it. I thought
there's no sequel.
They're not announcing a sequel.
No, Guardians?
Yeah.
But the Guardians will probably be in between.
And Guardians can honestly be anywhere, but
before they come to Earth.
I feel like it'll be after they leave. But they don't all have to leave.
You think it's going to take that long for Adam to come out of the cocoon?
And make an impact enough that, that's bigger than Thanos? Yes.
It depends on how they go with the Adam Warlock sequence.
And that's true, too.
Because he's supposed to have a soul stone in his head.
Maybe Adam Warlock comes out. Maybe that's where he gets it.
Maybe. So that's the pieces.
Maybe that would be a good thing if...
Maybe they've had the soul stone this entire time.
But except Thanos has it already. Maybe he got it from Adam Warlock. Because then it would...
And a lot of this,
that in between.
A lot of this speculation has to, won't be set aside until we watch Infinity War.
Right.
Let's be honest.
So that's the thing is, we know we're getting another Guardians movie.
Yep.
We know we're getting another Spider-Man movie, and now we know we're getting another Black Panther flick. So that's we know
the survivors.
We know at least Black Panther and Spidey are going to make it through.
Yep.
If like you say, Guardians
but
is
Spider-Man can also be a bunch of different characters.
I would be totally okay with Spider-Man was just being another low level. I think Morales is still too early.
I think they pull that move, they're going to get a lot.
But
you could. Yeah, they could. They won't.
I think Morales is there, like, in case of emergency, we need to do Spider-Man.
In case of Tom Holland not re-signing contract.
Yeah, we have.
And Black Panther's just passed down the line.
And I get
that's a tough one to write too.
I get that too, but T'Challa's doing
in the comics. It's always been T'Challa. It's never not been T'Challa.
No.
It's
whatever goes down the line. So then you maybe make his sister Black Panther.
As much as I love Shuri,
I would think to be honest,
and the Black Panther doesn't necessarily have to go down that line.
Here's my counter thing. I honestly see Shuri being more of an Ironheart than anything.
Ooh, that would work. She could be the new Iron Man.
I could see her being the new Ironheart.
Yep.
I can see that. Like, them set that up.
And they should fix that so her name is Iron Maiden, because that makes so much more sense.
Sure, whatever. But yeah,
because then you have your rock tunes again.
For those who are not in the know, Ironheart is the second Iron Man in the comics. When they tried to make
a smart African American girl who builds herself an Iron Man costume and calls herself Ironheart, because I think they were going to get in trouble if they called her Iron Maiden. But at this point, I think Iron Maiden would be pretty solid on being like, yeah, you can use it.
And just so happens in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they have a somewhat tech genius African American female. She's okay. She's all right.
I believe she is smarter.
She's adept. She's adept.
She's adept. Yeah,
we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, she's legendary level.
Honestly,
like
again, like I could see her stepping.
That would work.
That could totally work.
Yeah, I'd be down with that. But yeah, no, I think
especially if Tony Stark is
through and Peter makes it through.
Because obviously Robert Downey Jr. has expressed interest in leaving, which is fine.
I don't know if he
expresses interest
anymore.
and then he comes back to the fold.
Yeah,
and he's been back in the fold since.
And that's the same with all of them.
There was that break where what's his nugget left, and Kevin took over everything, and everybody was back to like, I will be Iron Man forever at this point, because like, it got to the point where Tony Stark or Robert Downey Jr. was leaving, and then he's doing interviews going, I hope I can be in the Spider-Man movie as like a role model to Peter Parker, because I really see that's where that character goes. And you're going,
but I think
I thought you were leaving.
But I totally see Robert Downey Jr. leaving the role, as in like he's not a major crux as a background character. Same thing with Chris Evans.
I kind of understand that, but
he is the old an old Batman.
I get that, but at the same time, what do we know about Tony Stark and his personality and his tendencies?
Right.
There's no turning a corner to there's danger and someone has to save the day. He's jumping in a suit. And that's the biggest thing about Tony Stark is he jumps in a suit. He can be 100 with, 8 different types of cancer and he's missing a leg. All he does is jump into a robot and fight crime.
Yeah.
And I think the plot twist here would be if Natalie Portman comes back. Now we've got female Thor, guys. What?
No, because I refuse her as female Thor. They brought in Valkyrie with Ragnarok. Just continue with her. Because Valkyrie in the comics can be pretty kick butt if you've read certain comics with Valkyrie. Like, she can be kick butt. So if they're doing female Thor,
you think so?
She takes over?
I'd rather have her take over than bring back Natalie Portman, because Natalie Portman,
recast.
Or recast her and just, call it a day and be like, yeah, it's totally Jane. Do you guys not remember Jane?
Wasn't there a rumor that they brought the actress who played Betty back?
Yes. There is a rumor that Betty Brant will be in one of the 2 Infinity movies, to connect it back to the Edward Norton movies. So, and Liv Tyler,
she
could. I think she would too.
Sure.
I think she actually did a really good job in that film.
The movie was not a bad movie. No. It was not a great movie. It was not a bad movie. But if she comes back, I think you get a pretty good, because obviously
it connects everything with the general Ross stuff already.
Well, Ross has come back. I think if she comes back, and obviously Scarlett Johansson is now going to be with.
Well, she's got her own movie too. That'll be another one.
Oh yeah, the Black Widow.
Well, it's still in works, so it hasn't.
I would say you're going for it.
I think so, but either way, Mark Ruffalo and Black Widow, obviously with everything that happened in Age of Ultron, and then he ditches her for 2 years. Comes back. What happens between them? Betty Brant comes back into the picture.
Oh, you know what? Joss Whedon would love some sort of hand in that too. He would like, yes, can I do this? Can I do this?
Can I love triangle this? So either way, like there's enough. I'm hoping there's a lot of Easter eggs in it.
Oh yeah.
Stuff. So my one coworker is not happy about. They've obviously been releasing action figures and stuff. So
I've seen 0.
So there's Thor's new weapon of choice.
He has a new weapon. That's all I know.
Has been revealed, and my coworker is not happy about it. It makes sense to me, but
all I know is that he has a new weapon. I haven't seen it. That's all I'm gonna say.
I saw the Lego version of it first, but now all the action. If you walk into a Toys R Us or any toy store before you see Avengers, you're gonna get spoiled because they're already selling the large plastic version
of whatever it is.
So they're already selling it's out, and it's like, oh.
So avoid.
So go to.
Don't watch the trailer. Don't avoid Toys R Us.
Do not leave the house.
Don't spend any money on any toys.
Don't go to Amazon right now. Yeah, no.
As soon as you look at one, it's going to recommend all
of them. I just wanted a baby Groot. Now it's showing me Cap's new shield and stuff, man. I can't take it.
Captain Shield I'm okay with seeing because it's kind of kick-ass.
Yeah.
It's kind of kick-ass.
Yeah, so.
I assume new trailer.
You see a little bit of it.
Enough. You get a good shot of it.
Yeah. Get this man a shield.
It's vibranium.
Brian made the mistake yesterday
Or
of
laser.
making me officer in his WoW guild that he just created.
Uh-oh.
And ours is the Horde of High Mountain. That's what we are because we're trying to get our High Mountain torn. So he made me like an officer that could. He's like, I'll give you permissions to change everything, and I'm like. So our message of the day is, and somebody ... get this Orca Torin, and he's like, right, and he's like. Are we really going to recruit people with something like this? And I'm like, you want to recruit people? I thought this was legit for us. Like, you should make me not an officer at this point if you actually want people to join this guild.
Why not both? Why not both?
And he's like, well, I should change our like guild information so it says like we're not a really serious guild, very casual. And I'm like, have you not seen what I already wrote?
They should know this.
And he's like, we're trying to get High Mountain Torin. You should too. I think that sums it up. Yep. And I'm like, you should never put me in charge of things. Like,
just start messing with everything.
Yep.
Cool.
Sell all the guild bank.
I lost the petty cash fund.
That's essentially it. It's like, we had like 300 gold in the guild bank. What happened to it?
Yes.
I needed a new weapon.
And it's like...
I gamble.
It's like, Nick, where did that pink shirt come from? Nowhere.
Gambling.
It's the new guild
I found
color.
it.
Do you like it?
It's trying to catch on.
Our guild colors are red. I put my whites in with my tabard.
Is this not red? I'm colorblind. Cool.
So there you go. That's the news we have today. Look at that.
Yes.
We can always stretch it to an hour if we try hard enough.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Nope. Either way, thanks for watching.
Join us in about 5 or 10 minutes.
Yes, for the post-credit show.
We talk about movies and games and
other sort of stuff that we have done.
I do lots of things. We do lots of things.
You
do lots of things.
I've made a list.
Not related to
I have to make a list when I'm not here for a week, so it helps me.
That's why you have that.
Again, I made a list while
On my phone.
playing WoW.
You should write it on that.
I have it on my phone. I don't have this at home.
You can take that home. And just
I'm
bring
not
it back.
gonna. I'd like it here.
It has to be back.
See, that's my
every
thing. I
week.
got the more for if we're talking and it's like, oh yeah, I've done that. For
Actually,
instance,
I'm going to write my
I just added
year in review stuff.
yeah, for sure.
But
that's kind of the thing is we come up with ideas to stuff to talk about. Like
Sure.
Brian put something in to talk about this week.
Poop.
Oh, he did too.
Oh, did he? What did he?
Oh right, his Dark Materials. There's so the Golden Compass.
Yeah.
Is apparently getting a series of some kind, either a new movie or a Netflix something.
Sweet.
Don't steal Office Materials. Well, they have our logo.
It's okay if they doesn't catch me.
Just passive aggressive post-it notes coming here soon.
And it's okay, Sisu. I put GPS trackers in everything.
That being said, on that note, we'll see you guys later.
In about 5 to 10, join us.
See
Thanks
you.
for watching.
Goodbye for now.
Bye.